Hi everyone. Welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Korona Route, Episode 9. So, it looks like there's good progress on the radio wave observation project. So, in the last episode, Korona went shopping with Akito for parts and equipment that's needed for this radio wave observation. And they had to buy some of the more important equipment online because it's special. And the antenna arrived. And thanks to Meikou Academy with Keisuke and Takeichi, the antenna is now installed in a really good location at Takeichi. So also, Korona's getting more intimate with Akito, and she wants more than just holding hands. And because this is the MoeNovel version, there are no H scenes, but if it was not, there would have been 2 H scenes in episode 8. So one after the meeting at Meikou Academy with Honoka and Orihime, and 2 after the part where Korona's kind of embarrassed that she fell asleep at the planetarium in the middle of the show. So anyways, let's see how it goes from here. And we might be coming to the end of Korona's route. Okay, so after completing the antenna setup, Keisuke and Takeichi packed up and left. So even though we're done too, Korona and I did not feel like going, so we remained in the room.
なんかすごいことになってきちゃったね。
Well, we can only set up the antenna, so the receiver is still not here yet.
でも着実に進んでる感じがしてさ。コロナ、胸がいっぱいだよ。
But you know, it's kind of exciting knowing that this is going to happen at some point. She's still staring at the antenna cable outside of the window.
流星電波観測、うまくいくかな?
Well, who knows? Well, I don't think we'll succeed on the first try, but Keisuke did tell them, well, you bought the right equipment, so it should work. And it had been the same thing with Plays 1. So from checking the primary mirror to the frame setup, it had all been new to us. So we had kept figuring things out by trial and error. And who knows how long we took just to align the optical axis the first time. Well, it's okay to fail. It's because of the failure that success tastes so much sweeter. So after all these tries, something good comes out. It's like, well, it paid off at the end.
そっか。そうだね。難しいからこそ挑戦する価値があるから。
And I'm sure it's exciting when, well, we turned a failure into a success. But now we have to wait for the receiver, and until it gets here, we can take a break.
待ち遠しいな。早く届いたらいいのに。
So hurry up! I want the receiver now! So the sun has set down, and I accompany Korona on her way home.
わざわざ送ってくれなくても平気なのに。
So, you know, you didn't have to take me. But it's dark out, and I want you to be safe.
コロナはアキ兄と一緒に帰れて嬉しいけど、バス代もったいないよ。
Well, it's necessary expenditure. So the frugal life I used to lead seemed like a dream. And when Korona is involved, I don't care too much about what I spent.
ほら、さやちゃんとしてたみたいに、二人乗りでもよかったんだよ。
It's like, well, I would like it if you tried to do the same thing that you did in the past, but with me on the bicycle instead of Saya and Hikari, or Saya-chan and Pikari. Well, if the sun is still up, then we would be okay, but it's dangerous to be in the dark. There you go.
それもそっか。
So Korona looks like she wants to ride with me, but it's already nighttime, so she gave up.
そうだ。せっかくバス代使ったんだし、コロナの部屋に上がっていってよ。
It's okay. So, at this hour, well, wouldn't it be intruding?
アキ兄なら大歓迎だって。それに、見せたいものもあるんだよね。
Well, it's okay, says Korona. Well, what is it?
それは見てのお楽しみ。
Well, you'll have to visit my room to see what it is.
でも超期待して OK だよ。きっとアキ兄大喜びだから。
But you'll like it in the end. So we got off at the bus stop and walked for a while. So are they going to go to Korona's place, or Akito's just going to drop Korona off? So it's nighttime, but there is nothing to fear with Korona at my side. Of course, with all this light, there is nothing to fear even if I'm alone. Okay, so Akito ends up going into Korona's room. So, I've been in the Takeichi room many times, but this is my first time in Korona's room. So, I'm sure it's different than what Takeichi's room looks like. Yeah, it's much better than I thought it would be. And more importantly, it's the same house, so same house but a completely different environment between the two rooms. So there are lots of trinkets and such, but what caught my eye is the number of books. There are a few comic books, and most of them are encyclopedias, reference books, the kind with gorgeously illustrated dust covers. Wow, so there is a lot of books.
お母さんがどんどん買ってくるんだ。もちろんコロナが買ったのもあるけど。
Well, you know, my mom keeps buying them. It's like, study, 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 learn about this, learn about that. She took one from the shelf and flipped it through the pages.
本を読むのは結構好きだよ。面白いし、家に一人でいても寂しくないし。
Okay. So Taki is always playing outside, I bet.
お母さんがお兄ちゃんみたいになっちゃダメって。だからあんまりお外で遊べなかったの。
That makes sense. So if you remember, Korona mentioned that, well, Takeichi, he kept defying the mother's words, and it got to the point where she gave up. And it's like, well, I don't want you, Korona, to be the same as Takeichi, so I'm gonna give you all these books. I want you to be smart versus... I'm not sure how Takeichi does in school. So Take is concerned about that too, you know.
お兄ちゃんが？嘘だ。
Wait, him? Korona didn't give her brother Takeichi much credit apparently. Takeichi always seems to hide his true feelings, and I recall how he always treated Korona coldly during their frequent clashes. Well, it's true, I'm not kidding. So you used to say all the time that you are amazing.
そうなんだ。でも、お兄ちゃんいつもコロナに意地悪するもん。性悪だよ。
Well, I won't deny that. Well, I think it's because Takeichi is like, well, you're bothering me, so just scram. So I guess it's always like that when it comes to siblings. That's true. And he comes in.
お兄ちゃん？なんで入ってくるの？シッシ。
Korona's very direct about trying to eject her trespassing brother. But Takeichi shows no sign that he heard her and just walked in. Oh, hello Take, I'm just visiting. I know, and here's some refreshments. Takeichi casually places the tray before us. And yes, there is tea set with snacks on it.
そういうのはコロナがやるから。ほら、出てってね。
And likewise, Korona just kicks Takeichi out. Like, come on. You know, that's not really good, especially to a guest. Ignoring Korona's attempt to displace him, Takeichi tried to make me a cup of tea.
どうせお兄ちゃんまずい入れ方しかできないでしょ。コロナに貸して。
This is low quality tea.
そうか？お前姫さんとこで仕込まれてるらしいしな。
Uh-oh. It's like, oh, you say that this is bad tea. This is from Hime-chan or Hime-san, and you want to diss her? And without further ado, Takeichi relinquishes control of the situation. And instead of exiting the room, he sits down on the carpet.
どうしてお兄ちゃんがお茶の娘？
And as she prepares the tea, Korona stares daggers at Takeichi. Oh, so, come on. Don't be mean to her, Take.
意地悪じゃねえって。俺だってこんなの面倒なだけだ。
Well, it's more like Korona's being mean to Takeichi. He's like, the moment he steps in, well, get out. I don't want you to be here.
母ちゃんの指示だよ。様子見とけって。ああ、うぜ
え、お母さんの命令なの？
そうだよ。だから悪いがここにいさせてもらうぞ。
So unfortunately, I have to accompany you because
せっかくアキ兄と二人っきりになれると思ってたのに。
the absolute authority of the mother's orders is acknowledged by both the Kusakabe siblings. Yeah, that's true. So Korona accepted her fate and stopped trying to chase Takeichi out.
はい、アキ兄。美味しい紅茶が入りましたよ。
And because the tea's from Orihime, okay, you can have it, and it'll be good. Thanks. It smells good.
ほのほの仕込みの紅茶なのです。
So the tea leaves are from Honohono. And I might compliment, Korona broke into a silly grin.
おい、俺の分は？
Where's my share?
水道水でも汲んでくれば？
Go make your own.
お前な。
Oh, I'm sorry. So could you make tea for Take then? Well, he won't be satisfied with just using tap water.
はーい。アキ兄がそう言うなら喜んで。
I wonder how Takeichi's going to respond to this.
たく、俺と扱いが違いすぎるだろ。
There you go.
だってアキ兄は彼氏だもん。お兄ちゃんなんかとは大違いだよ。
Korona's punctuate that statement by forcefully placing a cup of tea in front of Takeichi. Here you go. Takeichi, who clearly doesn't drink tea on a regular basis, looks confused. So by the way, so what do you want to show me then? Korona?
そうそう、それがあったっけ。お兄ちゃんのせいですっかり忘れてたよ。じゃあコロナは準備してくるから、ちょっとだけここで待っててね。お兄ちゃん、コロナの代わりにアキ兄をおもてなししてて。いい？絶対だよ。
へいへい。
Okay. And waving his hand lifelessly, Takeichi saw his sister out of the room.
おもてなしって言われてもなあ。
Well, basically, just keep him company, not entertain him literally. Well, you don't have to do anything. I don't mind.
アキトならそう言ってくれると思ったよ。
I know you will say that. And with a bored look on his face, Takeichi starts playing with his phone. He's already being forced by his mother to keep us company, so I'm not going to inconvenience him further. And we didn't even talk, and time just went by. So about 10 minutes had passed since Korona left the room.
アキ兄、お待たせ。
And she's back, so sorry for making you wait.
じゃーん。どうどう？コロナの格好。
So I recognize Korona's outfit, so it's the Meikou Academy's female uniform.
お母さん気が早くってね。この前作ったのが今日届いたの。
Well, I can't wait to see you as a student at Meikou Academy, so I went ahead and bought the uniform beforehand. I see.
どうかな？似合ってる？
So it looks cute on you. Very cute. And so I like the green color of the Meikou uniform, and it fits Korona very well.
アキ兄に一番に見せたかったんだよね。
The Korona swished the hem of her skirt and posed as if she's part of a fashion show.
姫ちゃんみたいにおっぱい大きくないと似合わないかなって心配したけど、そんなことないみたい。
So I'm kind of worried because I'm nowhere near what Orihime looks like, or Hime-chan, and I thought you would not like it because of that.
いい感じ。
So Korona turns this way and that, showing me all the sides of this outfit.
おい、スカート押さえとけって。パンツ見えるじゃねえか。
In a panic, Korona presses down her skirt. And that's when she notices Takeichi for the first time.
なんだ、お兄ちゃんいたんだ。
いたよ。っていうか気づけよ。
コロナ、アキ兄だけに見せるつもりだったんだけどな。
So did she forget?
見て悪かったよ。もう見ないから好きにしていいぞ。
Fine, I'll keep my eyes shut. Takeichi moves away, turning his back to us.
これはどういうことなのかな？
俺のことはいないものとしてアキトとイチャコラしとけよ。俺がいなかったらそうするつもりだったんだろ？
アキ兄、どうする？
Well, I can't really answer that. So if you want your Oni-chan Takeichi not to see me or you in this new uniform, then... And even if he asked us to ignore him, it didn't change the fact that Takeichi is still right there.
角のイチャイチャはまずいってことって。
So Korona shuffles over to my side.
これくらいだったらセーフだよね。
So I guess this will be okay. And Korona's all over Akito now. She suddenly places her head on my knees. Hey, Korona?
アキ兄の膝枕だ。
So I want to be a pet. I look over at Takeichi, but it didn't look like he's going to say anything. I just gave Korona a look of incredulity.
たまにはこういうのもいいよね。
Something about the interaction made me think of her as a little sister. Okay, there. And I pat Korona on the head.
なでなでしてくれるんだ。
That's nice too. Might as well. So Korona narrows her eyes in content.
よくやるな、お前。
So what did Korona do? The projectile cushion hit Takeichi right in the face. So I think he just turned around to have a glimpse, and then Korona's upset.
痛えじゃねえか。
Korona plays it cool, but of course Takeichi knows it's her.
てめえ。
Now, stay calm. Come on, Korona. So apologize to your Oni-chan.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry, I hurt you. She apologizes alright, but there isn't a hint of remorse in her voice.
たく、面倒見きれねえ。アキトもよくこんなのと付き合う気になったな。
But then again, it's like Korona's being unreasonably nice to Akito while being truly mean to Takeichi. Well, the Korona I know is sweet as an angel. That's true.
きれい。
My sister.
しゃあ。
Hey, so no flying off the handle like that.
は
So why am I mediating this brother-sister fight? Takeichi moves further away into a corner as if he didn't want anything more to do with this.
ーい。邪魔者は消えたし、もっとなでなでして。
Some more head patting? Okay, here you go, there. And I'm really spoiling her.
さ が秋にとろけちゃいそうだよ。ワンちゃんで撫でテクを鍛えてるだけのことはあるね。
So Korona's hair is light and bouncy, and it felt on so smooth, most of, or sort of like cat fur, and I want to keep petting it forever.
それそれそれ。
So Korona rubs her cheek against my knees, visibly enjoying herself.
そりそりそり。コロナの匂い、秋にいっぱいつけちゃおう。
Hey, so marking your territory, huh?
そりそりそり。
So, embroidered by Takeichi's silence, Korona dials up the level of physical contact.
秋にもっといろいろ触ってほしいかも。
She took my hand and brought it towards her body.
お兄ちゃん見てないし、チャンスだよ。
I don't think Akito will accept it. No. Well, he knows what's going on.
つまんないの。
Aw, that's too bad. And I resumed petting at full speed so as not to spoil her mood.
は
Okay, so I think Akito pampered Korona so much that she fell asleep. And after all the patting, Korona had fallen asleep. And Takeichi finally came back from the corner of the room. Okay, so no more of that torture.
なんだよ、寝ちまったのか。
So she liked all the patting, I guess.
んじゃ、そろそろいいだろう。コロナをベッドに運んで撤収しろ。
Okay, so let's just put her down on the bed. Okay, I'm all for that. She's gripping at the hem of my shirt.
難儀だな。
So we have to find a way to get Korona to not or pry Korona's hands.
どうする？俺が叩き起こすか？
Well, I don't think that's a good idea. I'll just let her sleep like this for a while more. Well, I don't mind getting home a bit late anyways. Korona's sleeping soundly, it seems. She must have been tired out from the antenna setup today.
んじゃ、帰りたくなったら言えよ。なんとかしてやっから。
Okay, thanks, Take.
こっちこそ、あんがとな。こいつの彼氏になってくれて。
Well, I am kind of happy that you are her boyfriend, so. And as she lays there sleeping, Takeichi gives her a tender look. And they fought all the time, but he is a good brother to her in the end. Okay, so let's just get that photo. Okay, so I want to have a picture of Korona sleeping.
あ、俺も撮っとこう。なるえちゃんに送ってやったら喜びそうだ。
Well, I'm sure if Korona finds out from Narue or Takeichi, she'll be so angry. Takeichi took a photo too and immediately sent it to Narue. Well, Narue gets a kick out of things like this.
誰にも言うなよ。
Yeah, well, don't let anyone know. I know. We laughed quietly so we would not wake Korona up. Okay, so what's here now? So next day at Hoshitaichi. Okay, so the receiver has arrived. And I thought it would arrive next week, but it's at the earliest, but I'm pleasantly surprised. So according to Honoka, there is little demand for HRO receivers, so production is entirely order-based. And that's why it took more time than normal mail order items. Okay, so let's look inside. I opened the cardboard box. A small silver box lay inside, nestled in bubble wrap. So this is an HRO receiver. The design is simple. So it had a power switch and a volume dial, as well as ports for an antenna cable, audio output, and power adapter. And we don't even need to set the frequency. So I'm sure it's tuned to the frequency of the antenna that they're using. It's a machine designed solely to radio meteor observation, that's clear. So yeah, the frequency is set to 53.750 megahertz. So I'll connect the antenna cable first and then... So wait, where's the fun in rushing through it alone? So I need Korona to join in on this. So in the excitement of getting the receiver, I wanted to set up right away, but then I came to my senses. So I took out my phone and started typing. Okay, so he tells Korona, hey, the HR receiver is here. So I'm going to test it, so just come over. Okay. So I only sent the text to Korona, not the Six Stars Club group chat. And I guess I should have invited everyone. Well, I'm sure Korona wants to see it first. And then he can decide to invite the other people later. But I want to share this joy with Korona first of all. There you go. Okay, so what's going on now? So, she's taking her time, isn't she? So I think he waited for the whole day and now it's getting dark. So almost an hour had passed since her reply, but there is still no sign of Korona. The afternoon sky is clear, but as evening neared, the clouds got more menacing. The sky is already covered in a thick layer of cloud. So it doesn't look like it'll rain, at least. The weather forecast on my phone said that it was going to be cloudy. And there's only a 10% chance of rain, but clear skies are out of the question. Okay, so Korona does show up. Korona burst into the club room. From the way she was catching her breath, I could tell she really rushed over here. So the usual mother asking, so Korona, where are you going? And when will you be back? Okay, so here. So drink this and cool down. I gave her a bottle of tea I am about to open. And I hope Korona doesn't drink too fast. That's going to cause more problems. Okay, much better. Feeling human again, Korona takes off her coat and sits down. But more importantly, what about your mother? So, is she going to be upset that... Well, I know that dealing with Korona's mother is no joking matter. So I did explain everything to her and everything should be okay. If you say so. I'm worried because Korona has been kind of all over the place lately. Well, I'm okay. I just reread the explanation on the homepage. Okay, so anyways, going to the receiver. Here it is. Delivered to the Astronomy Club this afternoon. And I showed this to Korona. Well, I'm sure it's okay sized. Well, the word is compact. Yeah, so we're not experts, so we don't really need a exclusive, exquisite receiver And I'm sure for the more expensive models, they can have better reception, better range, and probably might have some noise filtering technology. That's right. So limited functionality makes things easier for us. Okay. We didn't need it for anything other than radio meter observation. Well, anyways, it's getting late, but if you're up for it, I'm going to hook it up to the antenna and test it out. So at least see if it works. So are you okay for this?
夜9時くらいまでだったら平気だよ。
Okay, so I am okay until 9, and then I'll have to go back. Okay, so let's do this. Pronto.
ああ
Keisuke and Kajima had already set up the antenna for us, and we just had to insert the antenna cable, which is hanging from the opening in the upper window. Okay, connected.
秋にパソコンはどうする？
So computer, let's test it without the computer first. So leaving the notebook PC on the desk, I connected the DC adapter to the receiver. And the HR receiver needed 12 volts DC, which the DC adapter provided by converting the normal 100 volt power from the wall. Okay, so in Japan, the normal house outlet is 100 volts AC, and I'm not sure about the frequency, but I know here in the US it's 120 volts, 60 hertz AC as the normal wall outlet power.
あとはどうすればいいの？
And of course you connect it to a adapter that converts it to 12 volts DC. Okay, so plug in the speakers and the audio terminal. And if the antenna works properly, we get output in the form of sound, so they can hear something.
接続したよ。
And aside from the notebook, all necessary equipment is connected. We just had to turn on the receiver and adjust the volume.
あれ？
Except all they hear is static. There's no sound.
秋にどこか失敗してたのかな？
No, so this is okay.
聞こえないよ。
But I don't hear anything. Nonsense. You hear the static, don't you? Yeah, but it also might indicate that it's not working properly.
これでいいの？ただの雑音だけど。
Locally speaking, or loosely speaking, it's called white noise. And if you can hear this, it means the connection is okay. And that's what the explanation on the homepage had said. So it's like, well, if you can hear this, that means it's functioning properly. It's just that the antenna is not detecting or receiving any signals. Okay, so it looks like our first test is a success.
これじゃ達成感はないな。
But it's still kind of disappointing. It's okay, so no need to rush things. So next, let's connect the computer. I turn off the receiver and plug in the notebook. And there are two kinds of audio output. So one goes into the notebook audio terminal, the other is connected to the speakers as before.
接続できたよ。
Okay. And with that, we finish reconnecting the cables. Okay, Korona, can you turn on the computer for me?
はーい。スイッチオン。
The notebook takes a while to finish booting up, and all that's left is to launch the program for stationary observation and adjust the volume.
じゃあ始めるよ。
Korona turns on the audio input volume, and after a while, the white noise we heard earlier emerged from the notebook speakers.
じになったね。
And still the same, so the same white noise. So how we just have to keep an eye on the observation program and just wait for a reading.
楽しみだな。
We muted the notebook so that all audio output would come from the speakers. So no more of those Windows notification sounds and such. So amid the buzz of the white noise, we waited for the meteors to fall. And it looks like there's no success still. So nothing to do. And we quickly found ourselves just staring at the notebook screen. So come on. When will there be something interesting popping up on the screen?
あ、ちゃんと動いてるみたいだね。
The program is updating in its frequency over time graph in real time.
流星が通ったらここに表示されるんだよね。
Yeah.
どのくらい待てばいいんだろう。
Even without a meteor shower, there's always meteors in the sky. But their numbers are low, and some days they'd be close to none. So they said that we have to wait for an hour or so.
そんなに？
Well, I'm sorry. I know you can't stay too late.
でもギリギリまで頑張るよ。
Korona's resolve is starting to fade. We had known from the start that this was not going to be much of a visual activity. But it's like the waiting around with nothing to do that is hard to take.
普通の天体観測だったら星空を見上げてるだけで楽しかったんだろうな。
Korona makes a valid but painful point. In fact, seeing something and getting it right away makes a huge difference. I understand why some people say that stars had value in being seen. A sky full of stars moves people instantly. Well, that's true, but look. So it's cloudy outside. The sky is completely overcast and there isn't a star in sight.
星見えないね。
So Korona sounds disappointed. Well, the stars aren't visible, but these are ideal conditions for radio observation. So because of the clouds, we can't see the stars. But think about it. That's why we're doing radio observations, right?
そっか、そういうことか。目では見えないものを見たいから電波観測をしようとしたんだった。
So, the universe held many mysteries. And for us here on Earth, there are things that just could not be seen. And that's why the Hubble Space Telescope was built. And that's why the huge parabolic antenna, all listening to the faintest radio waves from space, were built. And they are all products of our desire to learn about things that we cannot see. So, coincidentally, tonight's cloudy sky means we can't see the stars. And that's why it's perfect for radio observations. And for tonight, we didn't need to look at the sky. The antenna would serve as our eye. The radio waves emitted would eventually hit a meteor and come back to us. That is the moment we are waiting for. So there's some movement in the stationary observation program. And after a few moments, we realized that the dots are stretching out horizontally. So is this it? No. So that's probably an aircraft. Meters don't produce this response. And lines like this are made by slow-moving aircraft, apparently. Well, that's sad. But we got a readout, so when a meteor comes, we'll definitely are going to see something. So let's wait a bit longer. Humans had exceptional eyes, and every time I look in a telescope, I'm surprised by the extent of our vision and our capacity to detect brightness. Even without equipment, we had the ability to look up at the night sky and see the stars with our own eyes. But here we are, forgoing our eyes and waiting for faint radio waves. And there's something indescribably romantic about the endeavor.
あきにさっきはごめんね、焦っちゃって。
It's fine. Well, I know how you feel. In my mind, I'm shouting at the meteors to hurry up. So I know I really want Korona to see this. But then again, you have to let nature take its course. But impatience never helps anything. So only the stars know how long we had to wait.
一人だったらきっと待てなかっただろうね。でも、アキ兄がいるから、コロナはいくらだって待てるよ。
So Korona leans over and rests her shoulder on mine.
ヒーターつけてるのに寒いね。
So it is cold. The feeling of wanting to get closer. And I sense it too, so I gently put my arm around her shoulder.
通じちゃった。
Okay, so that's good. You're easy to read.
わかりやすくしてるんだもん。
So that itself is another clear sign. And leaning her whole body on me, Korona smiles and reaches over. The club room is filled with constant buzz of white noise, and along with the sound of our breath and beating hearts.
アキ兄今。
So wait, what's that? Well, I heard it too. So sources online say that it sounds like a boom, but this is more like a high-pitched whine. And quickly, we look at the screen, and there's a faint sign. Just a few data lightly etched onto the graph.
今のがそうなのかな？流星の音？
So is that it? The sound of a meteor? Well, absolutely. That is a meteor. And now they have shown that it works, their setup is successful, and they can now hear meteors. We join hands and jump in excitement. It's a simple sound, nothing beautiful about it, but it's proof that a meteor has passed by, and that their radio works. Me too. I usually miss a lot of them during normal stargazing.
すごいね、すっごいね。
We didn't really know why we got so excited. Maybe it's because we realized it's possible to see even without using our eyes. And before that moment, I had my doubts. And even though as many people had actually done it and written about it, I still was not convinced. But in that moment, all my doubts have been erased.
まるで空がパーッと晴れ渡ったみたいだね。
So even with the thick clouds obscuring the sky, radio waves pass through them unhindered. And the clouds over our minds lifted, and we are full of joy and relief.
あ、君、ほらまた。
So, more! Whoa, so we got another meteor. And there's another high-pitched whine.
今度はさっきより長かったね。
So, an even bigger one. So, look at the screen. So the graph's bigger too.
うわー、本当だ。
Or like longer. The display is just a few dots longer than the first response. And even so, we heard the difference in the sounds, and it's much clearer that way.
あの雲の向こうで流れ星が落ちたんだよ。
Yeah, so even though we can't see them.
流星群の時はもっともっとすっごいのかな。
So the sounds will just keep coming, I'm sure.
楽しみだな。
And there will be more sounds, but you can also look forward to hearing long echoes.
1分くらい続いちゃうんだっけ。それってどんな流れ星なんだろう。コロナそんなすごいの見たことないよ。
And apparently it's the meteor itself that stays in the sky, but the trail it leaves behind is what causes the long echoes. And all it had to do with the deflection of the radio waves, all of which are invisible to us.
あ、君、まただよ、ほら。
Okay? So the meteor's on a roll, and this is the third whine of the evening. So Korona's really getting into this.
コロナ、頑張ってよかったよ。こんなになるなんて思ってなかった。
But today's just a test. It's actually the real aim is to collect data over a period of time.
しかも、コロナたちのデータだけじゃないんだよね。全国からいっぱいデータが集まるんだよね。
Well, not the country, the world. So many amateur astronomers observe meteors by radio, apparently. And there are a lot of people that share their data with other people. The data collected within Japan will be sent out to the whole world by the project representative.
コロナがみんなの中の一人になるんだね。
And I want to be one of these people, says Korona.
これって超すごいことだと思わない？どれだけいるかわかんない全員が仲間になるんだよ。
Maybe that's the real joy of radio observations. Yeah, well, that's what I thought. So, the number of astronomy fans keep dropping, so we are always looking for new ways to get astronomy fans together. The 6 Stars Club had been created for that exact purpose. For people who share a love of the stars to work together. But it only went so far as our neighborhood. Well, it is a very small scale, but I feel like we've touched the edge of VLBI. So basically, I think it's like visual light band.
野辺山で観測してる人たちもきっとコロナたちと同じ気持ちなんだろうね。
So I forgot what VLBI stands for. So many people, and they are all connected. And I'm one person among them, and so is Korona. And when we realize the magnitude of that fact, our excitement becomes irrepressible.
君、コロナもう。
Why no, I feel the same way. In taking Korona's hand, I shared in the emotions that almost makes her tremble.
こんなのダメだよ。こんなの知っちゃったらもうコロナやめられなくなっちゃう。
So Korona's now super duper excited. At the exact moment, Korona had taken the first step on her journey into the world of astronomy. The radio observations are an unorthodox gateway, but it's still one way of looking at the stars. And she just did so with radio waves, not her eyes. Well, there are some feelings we have only for things we cannot see.
目に見えないからこそ通じることだってある。
So, holding Korona's hand, I felt neatly the bonds we shared with our unseen fellow astronomers. So, our numerous friends who are not here. And with everyone's help, we're going to solve all the mysteries of the universe. So, do you find something to lose yourself in? So did you find your interest? Did you find your passion?
今日が始まりで、きっとこれからも続いていく。コロナ、もう大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なんだから。5月5日、午前1時。綺麗に晴れ渡り、雲一つない夜空です。
Okay, so I think Korona's making a journal entry about what happened today. And I think Akito advised Korona to make some kind of journal. So I'm going to leave the rest to the next episode. And I'm sure that will be the last episode in Korona's Route. So now that they have a working radio to do radio astronomy, the next step is to share with other people in the Six Stars Club and see what they think and maybe get their hands on with this new idea. So, in a sense, it also allows Korona to realize, well, I brought something new and special into the Six Stars Club. And I'm not sure if it will generate or turn into having more members sign up for the Six Stars Club. Because it is kind of specialized, and I'm sure when people think about astronomy, they don't think about using a radio to emit and receive all those waves that are bouncing off of celestial objects like asteroids and meteors, as opposed to having telescopes and looking into it and seeing the stars with their own two eyes. So anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.